Good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel, Pearson and Excel International Maths by Mr. Kamotho, and we are explaining Pure Mathematics 3 and example 16 of topic number 6, which will teach us how to further differentiate trigonometric functions. And we have introduced ourselves to differentiating trigonometric functions in my two previous videos. Find out what we've said, but we've been able to use the quotient rule, we've been able to use the product rule, and we have been able to use the chain rule in attaining the differentials of different trigonometric ratios or functions rather. In example 16, we are told that show that if y is equals to cosec of x, then dy dx is supposed to be negative cosec x cot x. That is what we have to show. Show that if y is equals to cosec of x, then dy dx is negative cosec x cot x. And by now we know that cosec of x is 1 over sine of x. So if we say y is equals to 1 over the sine of x, and this one is now a fraction, whereby we have u, the numerator, which is 1, and of course du dx becomes 0, and we have v, the denominator, which is the sine of x, and dv dx becomes the cos of x. At that particular point, we cannot escape using the quotient rule. And what do we have? Dy dx according to the quotient rule, which is v du dx minus u dv dx all over v squared. Of course, if we substitute this here, we get v, which is the sine of x, the denominator v, multiplied by the du dx, which is a 0, minus u, which is 1, multiplied by the dv dx, which is simply the cosine of x, all over the denominator squared, that is the sine squared of x. Having said that, if we clean a little bit on this part, we're going to have dy dx to be equals to minus the cosine of x all over the sine squared of x. This one can simply be rearranged into negative 1 over the sine of x multiplied by the cosine of x over the sine of x. Notice that the denominator we have sine x squared, so we can separate and the 2, and we have 1 over sine x times the cosine of x over sine x, so that 1 over sine x now becomes the cosec, because there's a format, or there's an answer that we should be looking at. Now this one, it goes without saying that this is negative cosec of x, because 1 over sine x is cosec of x multiplied by 1 over the tangent of x, or rather cosine x over the sine of x becomes the reciprocal of the tangent of x, which is 1 over the tangent of x, which is ideally the cot of x. The cot of x. And this is exactly what we were to show you can see we have been able to show that, and we can say hence shown. So that is just like it as far as that one is concerned. Please follow me in my YouTube channel, Pearson and Excel International Maths by Mr. Kamotho, and of course share widely, having subscribed and liking my channel. So let's work together. All right.